10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello. Welcome to the Gig Economy Podcast, episode 302. Can't believe we're in the 300s. I had to actually look because I've been saying two blah, blah, blah for so long, and it's 302, I believe. So we're going to talk about Uber's $10 billion Robotaxi bet, while drivers deal with bathroom bans, and, of course, an AI scam, which we've dealt with before on we haven't personally, but drivers that use like fake barf and stuff like that. So it has to do something like that. So checking in, Larry, how's it going? We just talked on the pre-ramble, which you can get if you sign up for Patreon. He had a busy weekend. Like, I'm surprised he's here tonight.
A busy weekend. Yeah, I visited my son in St. Louis. We went to a St. Louis Battlehawks football game, a St. Louis Cardinals baseball game. We went bowling. Have a good deal at night, like the last 2 hours, $15 all you can bowl. So yeah, we got after it, and I was a tired puppy by the time I got back to Bowling Green.
Well, you forgot about all the drugs you did too.
Well,
allegedly.
I mean, that's just a given. That's just a given.
That's true. We don't even have to speak of it. So, okay. So stories from the road. Larry, looks like you were a passenger, as we just talked about. You had a busy weekend. So do you got a little, it's so interesting, isn't it? Like kind of like picking things out.
It is. Yeah. So we usually, we always drive, and my son has a tag to park at the police department because he works for the St. Louis police. So we can park there, which is much closer to the stadium than his apartment. So, we usually park there and just walk. It's about a 10-15 minute walk, but it was raining. So like, we'll just take a Lyft. And like 10 minutes before we left, it popped up on my phone, 50% off your next ride on Lyft, right? And then I also didn't realize I got that new Sapphire Reserve card. They give you a $10 Lyft credit every month.
Oh, really?
So we took an extra comfort, and it cost me $0.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. And the guy, I was talking to him, and, telling him about the podcast, plugging the podcast. He had a little pad and pencil. He's like, here, write it down, man. I'll forget it. So wrote it down from him. And his story was he was from Clearwater, Florida. He was an engineer. And he's like, they told me I'd saved too much time. I had to take 6 weeks off. He's like, I'm an engineer and I have ADD. If I sit around for 6 months, you're going to read about me in the news, some dude building a rocket down in Clearwater, or I'm going to be flying under a lawn chair with balloons. Something's going to happen. He's like, so I told my wife, let's have an adventure. He's like, so we'll pick a city. We'll go there for a week. The first 3 days, I'll do Lyft and make some money. In the last 4 days, we explore everything the city has. He's like, this week at St. Louis.
Interesting.
Like, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, good for him to kind of just, not to work, but like make a little adventure on it,
Exactly. Yeah, real nice guy. His name was Christopher. If you're listening, it was nice to meet you. We appreciate the ride. So yeah, it was pretty interesting. And I mean, I got to give him credit. I don't know if he knows how dangerous St. Louis is, because my son has told me repeatedly, he's like, Dad, do not ride share up here while you're here. If I'm at work or something, don't do it.
Yeah, I think it's pretty dangerous as like not a resident of St. Louis, because like there's dangerous parts of your city, my city. You just know the areas. You're like, I'm not gonna go over there.
Per capita this year, again, they were the number one murder capital.
Okay,
per capita.
Yeah,
and like the dome where we saw the football game, I just saw yesterday morning, police shot a guy right in front of the dome there.
Jesus,
don't know the whole story yet, but yeah, you never know what's going to go down. And I tell you, there are some wild drivers in St. Louis.
Really?
I let my son drive because first he just knows the way, so he didn't have to navigate while I'm trying. And he's like, Dad, I've been here a while. You have to drive a certain way, or else they will get impatient. And literally twice while we were sitting at a stoplight, we were like third car back, just sitting there. And like right as the light's turning green, this dude behind us goes down the left turn lane, just cuts in front of everybody.
No way.
Yeah, and they'll do that when the light's red. You'll be sitting there, and all of a sudden some dude come out of nowhere and just fly through the light. They do not give a shit.
Damn.
They really don't.
That's scary.
And that happens all the time.
Wow.
I've never gone there for the weekend and not seen, 3 or 4 people at least just blow through a light. in the middle of it. Not late, not running late. I mean,
they're just like, we're going for it.
Yeah, they don't care. They're like, yeah, they're not going to stop me.
They got to be on drugs when they do that, right? Because who's going to put your own risk or life at risk doing that? I mean, like, I get if you run a red a little bit or whatever, but to just blow through a solid red light that's been red for like 20, 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And it is. So yeah, that was my story as a passenger. And it was weird. We looked at Lyft and Uber. Man, Lyft was like, man, it was so much cheaper.
And then plus the like, $10 bucks off.
Well, yeah. Plus, I mean, like I said, I ended up, I just did the extra comfort because it was free. Normally I just do a normal Lyft. And it's like, but being for free, we'll do the extra comfort. But it was going to be like, I don't know, about $15 cheaper on than it was on Uber.
It's always good to check both of them, even as a driver. Which kind of floats into my story. I actually drove strictly rideshare. Well, I'm going to back up. It got slow, and I'm like, well, I haven't made the money I want, so I started picking up some deliveries.
Sure.
But yeah, if you lived in Grand Rapids, the amphitheater had opened for the first time. Lionel Richie.
I want to hear how that went.
Yeah, Lionel Richie was there. It's not like, a big headliner, but like it was. I mean, it sold out, so you can't say much. And then there was, or you can't say anything bad about him. And then at the arena, there was a Christian concert there, like someone great that's really popular, I guess. So we had, roughly 20 to 25,000 people downtown at the same time. Yeah. So the city had 24 hours before that happened, they had resubmitted a plan to Lyft and Uber to add another area and shrink the geofence. And so that was a little hairy-carry, and Uber's did not go through. Lyft's was good, but so Uber's didn't. So the geofence was not working at all for Uber. So I ended up knowing the spot just because I read GR's transportation Facebook page and was following it a little bit. So I just dropped people off there, and most people were like, yeah, that's fine. Just, get us close. We understand that the roads are closed and those kind of things. And so it went relatively well. I did see in a couple areas I ended up getting I was just like locked in traffic, but I was like, you know what? The GPS is telling me to go this way, but I'm just like, nope, I'm just going to do a UE and take the little bit of long way around. Cause yeah, it was, fucking around, well, especially since the apps didn't know that the exit was closed. And those kind of things, and even regular GPS, I was like, okay, I'm going to put the regular GPS just to see. Google wasn't even picking it up. And so I was like, well, I know where I'm going. Once I get close, I'm just not going to follow the GPS and just drop them off. So, yeah, I had some good riders. Almost all of them tipped. Nice. Had this big bro get in the front seat. Like, my car is small, and I guess I know why he did it, because there were two girls in the back. And then him, and I'm like, God, he's going to have to cram it. I don't know if they were not a couple or whatever, but he sits in my front seat, and he's spilling over onto my armrest and everything. And it's like, he was really nice. I wasn't uncomfortable with him per se, but there was a lot of my space got really small. So I was just like, I'm not going to say go back there. Now, if you're a single rider, and we talked about this on the last show, I'm going to tell you to go back there. I don't want you sitting in the front. It's just, I'm going to say, oh, nope, sorry, I got some stuff in here. Do you mind sitting in the back? But if obviously I have to take 4.
Yeah. This
was 3, but again, he was a big guy, so he sat up front. But other than that, it was good. I did have one rider as a passenger, and she was like, oh my God, let me tell you about this story. I went to a concert, and this lady was crazy. In Grand Rapids, they was telling they weren't going to a country concert. Rips her up and down. I'm like, and then this was unprompted. She goes, well, I still tipped and gave 5 stars. I was like, ma'am? I stopped. We were at a red light. I'm like, ma'am, please don't ever do that again.
Yeah.
I was like, you got to report that, because, no, they're not going to get off the road. I know you feel bad doing it, but it's unsafe.
Yeah.
And you got to do the right thing. And I had her daughter this time, because it was they were going to the Christian concert. And so there was a lot of kids. So I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, what if you got that crackpot tonight and your daughter was in the car? Would you be comfortable with that? I wanted to say that to her, but you're trying to grease the wheels and get a
Sure.
tip. You know, you're not gonna
Exactly.
be confrontational. But yeah, it was good. I didn't hate getting back into rideshare. I mean, I think it's kind of different when you're bringing people down than back as far as like attitudes and
For sure.
you know, I'm pissed off at Johnny because, you know, he looked at a girl at the concert or, you know, just there's so many different things because everyone's excited to go down there. So mostly good moods.
Yeah, everybody's looking forward to it. They've been anticipating this, you know, they bought their tickets. They've been thinking about it. You know, even if they pre-gamed a little, they probably have, you know, they're probably not slobbering drunk or anything yet. And like you said, they haven't had any situations where, I saw you flirting with that guy or flirting with that girl. And, you know, what were you doing? What were you thinking? And yeah, none of that stuff's going on. It's usually a very different vibe going to the show for sure.
So I did not stay to the close of the shows. I mean, I hit my number and I'm like, it's like 8:30. So it really did slow down. I went from like 4:30 to 7 and then which normal, right? Everyone's at the show. So it slows down, and I'm like, God, do I really want to stay out? I had to get up in the morning, so I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna throw food delivery on, get my number, and then just go home. And so that being said, I'm not putting rideshare back on the shelf. I'm gonna try it again, where it's like maybe a bigger name at the show, and maybe see if I can stay out long enough. You know, I hate the dark. And maybe, you know, I don't know. I didn't hear anyone say what their profits were for the ride home, but I didn't stay out for that. So,
okay. Well, yeah. Speaking of, you know, big events, Super Bowl's coming to Nashville 2030.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They announced it yesterday
for their new stadium.
Their new stadium opens next year, but they pretty much built it hoping that they would be able to get the Super Bowl. They've already got WrestleMania's coming. And now they announced the Super Bowl.
So they made it. So it's a dome then.
It is.
So yeah, okay. Is it still called Nissan Stadium?
That I don't know if it's still going to be Nissan. I don't know when Nissan's endorsement.
Well, what's interesting is
runs out,
and we know the news uses bullshit photos and B roll from like even when we see some Uber ones, it's like the old logo back from 2016. But exactly, I didn't read the article. I saw the headline and it said Nissan Stadium on. I'm like, really? It looks like they're really naming it the same. I mean, maybe, I guess. I don't know why.
I mean, they probably will. Like I said, a lot of times those endorsements, those sponsorships will be for like 10 years or something. So yeah, I would think, it would continue over, although they might renegotiate, it's like, hey, we have this brand new stadium. We're going to have to cough up a little bit more cheddar there, but it's going to be a really nice stadium from everything I read. I definitely want to go see something there pretty soon after it opens.
Well, domes are nice. I mean, outdoor is like the fall football vibe, like college football, I feel. But like when it's professional, can we just put a dome up? Like,
and I think it's like a roof you can see through, so you'll be able to see outside, but you won't get rained on.
Or just spend the money on a retractable.
Yeah.
So like you can like, okay, it's going to be shitty weather this weekend. Let's close it up.
Yeah, best of both worlds.
Yeah, best of both.
They'll have a ton of concerts there. Being in Nashville, they already do Nissan, and sometimes it's in the middle of the rain.
Yeah.
I know T Swift, one of her concerts, it was pouring rain.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she still performed great and did the whole damn thing.
Yep. And it was, it was still sold out. I don't know how many nights in a row she sold it out, but it was several.
Both of them. She sold out every show on her New Era tour. So, all right, gig economy in the news, Larry. We talked about, again, Uber commits to some AV fleet. Well, the title I like is Uber commits to $10 billion to AV fleet while trashing Waymo.
Exactly. So, yeah, Waymo and Uber have been kind of partnering up a little bit here in the last year. But, I think Uber's kind of shown its true colors now.
Yep.
They really want to dominate. They really don't want to have to partner with anybody to give up any of those profits. So they've committed to more than $10 billion to build an autonomous vehicle fleet. They really are betting on the fact that people are going to want a mix of human drivers along with robotaxis and not just the autonomous cars.
Right.
But a lot of the analysts are talking about, Waymo has been pretty quick in scaling up to doing, I think, over 400,000 rides a week now.
Damn.
Proves that the autonomous vehicles might not need Uber at all. Waymo has its own app, has its own customers. It's going to new cities without Uber's help. It's partnered with them in a few places, but it's going to a lot of cities just on its own. In Nashville, it's partnering with Lyft. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this all shakes out, and which one's going to kind of, if one of them ends up dominating the AV space.
So with the 10 billion, they're just like verbally committing to not a specific car manufacturer, right? Because we've heard them.
Right, they partnered with so many different car makers and manufacturers and AV companies that, they did. Everything I read, it didn't specify any one thing. It just says $10 billion to build up a fleet.
Well, I think what's happening is they're realizing, like you said, how successful Waymo is, and they're like, okay, we're just going to go fucking nuts and just invest and then we can always scale it back, right? Like if we blow this thing up and then people want a variety of, like, okay, it looks like inner city stuff maybe is good for the autonomous, but once we get out a little bit into the suburbs, people but they don't want to get left behind, so they kind of got to just throw everything they can at it.
They're hedging their bets.
Yep, they're hedging their bets, which they've been relatively successful with stuff.
They have, yeah.
I mean, you can't say they're not.
Money hand over fist. I remember the other day. For years we were like, "Are they ever going to make any money? Are they ever making any money?" And now they're making
so much money.
So much money. Not even funny.
Yeah, I don't even know what their stock is. I know it's like decent though. I think maybe, is it $50 a share, or is it a little bit lower than that?
Let me see.
I'd have to ask look at my stash account, because I actually sold all my Lyft.
I just looked it up. It's $74.60.
Oh shit! I mean, it's no DoorDash, but DoorDash right. I think is like $150 a share. I think something like that. Like,
I'll find out.
Yeah,
160. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I was pretty close on the DoorDash.
Right,
I mean, honestly, if you do a little, so like we should use that as a referral too. But Stash is really fun if you want to just have fun with the things you use. And, it's like, I like Monster, so I'm going to invest in Monster. And I drive for Uber and DoorDash, and I'm going to invest in that. But it's really fun to do. Like, I literally do $5 a week. Like, that's
it. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I would say $5 a week, and I have $3,800 in there. So it's like,
yeah. It's right. I'm not even sure what I've got in mind, but yeah, it's fun because it's not like you're like, oh man, if I do this, I'm not going to be able to pay my mortgage.
Well, yeah, of course.
You're putting in.
Go ahead.
You're playing around. It's kind of just play around money.
Yeah.
And if it ends up tanking, you haven't lost a lot.
Yeah.
But it is fun to watch. You're like, oh, okay. I feel like I've got a little skin in the game here.
Well, for sure. And I invest in my own energy company, like Consumers Energy. Their stock isn't just for them. It's like a couple companies, but like, why not? Why not? Get some dividends back. Like I do Costco, I do McDonald's, all the stuff I use. Bubba Sue says buy Lyft stock. I'm like, why? Why would we?
No. Lyft. They're recommending buying Lyft stock.
Really?
Yeah. The analysts have been pushing Lyft the last.
Why? What is their thought on
their ridership has increased quite a bit over the last year.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
They're heading the right direction right now.
For the longest time, I had Lyft,
trash.
And it just,
trash.
In Stash, it tells you like what they've lost, and it was always like negative 60% or something like that. It was something horrible.
Yeah, it's coming back around though.
All right, well, maybe I'll throw $5 at it. You never know. That's the thing. You throw $5, $10, $20. Now there's some I got like $300-$400 in, because over time, with it being good and my $5, it's just kind of skyrocketed.
Yeah, dividend reinvestments and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it can. Sometimes you look at it, especially if you don't watch it all the time. You look at it, oh man, that's grown, and you don't feel the pain to put
right
money.
You know what I do, just for shits and grins? I especially with the market being so volatile in the last 6 months, when I get my $5, I go in there and I typically go, what's just kind of lost that week, like it's in the negative, but not like 60%. It's like 2%. I'm like, okay, you're down. I'm gonna buy. It's down.
You're gonna bounce back.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, and it's like Comcast or Xfinity. Oh, they're down a little bit, or UPS. I'm like, well, you're coming back. You know what I mean?
You're not going anywhere.
But I will say, I have a lot of other retirement that's sizable amounts of money that go in there that I don't fuck with. I have a professional for that. So.
Oh, nice, man. That's all I got is my stash account.
You're good luck. Godspeed. Did you send your pension to some Nigerian prince or something?
Twice, man. They got me twice on that. Damn. I think I would have learned the first time.
I know. I don't even know how you were able to sign on to this show.
All this computer stuff's over my head. I don't really understand technology. So,
all right, moving forward. This is a guy that says he did a good deed. It's a video, and it's one of the DoorDash robots. And the video doesn't do it justice. This thing is like driving in the slums of LA. Like, it's bad. You see like tents on the sidewalk. I'm like, why is DoorDash sending, like, what is going on here? Like, I don't know why they would do that, but we'll watch that a minute and then chat about it.
Don't come outside. Oh, he's having some trouble. The problem is he can't even go on the, he can't even, oh man, we can't, I just can't. I gotta do my good deed. I don't even know if this is a good deed. I'm helping someone else lose a job right now. Come here, buddy. Stop. I'm gonna help you. You're welcome. You're going, oh man. Will he make it through there? No, he's not gonna make it. We gotta help him again. Come on. Keep going. Yep, go straight. Stop. There you go, you're good. Bro, his little alarm went off. He's got a... Oh, man. You're good. Oh my God, bro. Our good deed for the week. Let's go. Oh man, that's something right there, huh, folks?
Yeah, so like I said, I'm like, why are you, I mean, I get it, maybe that's the quickest way, but hopefully they take some of that data on the guy helping him, like, and for the listeners, he gets him unstuck, he finally gets it going, then he realizes there's like a piece of metal around its tire, so then he's got to lift that out.
Yeah, so it's this little, what do they call them, dots, DoorDash dots. It's trying to go down the sidewalk, and it looks like there's maybe an unhoused person with a tent there, and some debris and wood and trash kind of stuff on the sidewalk, kind of blocking this thing's way. And the dot had like one or two wheels were off the sidewalk, so it was like ready to tip over anyway. So yeah, this guy helped them out a little bit, which is completely different from the other video we showed that one night where the guy's like, F you're taking somebody's job. Quit taking people's jobs.
Yeah. I guess, I don't know. I would probably help it too. I mean, I'm glad he got it on video. It's kind of a fun little thing, but I'm just so shocked that was and maybe that was the quickest way, but like, fuck, what are you doing? And maybe that's very common where they're delivering. They have people, maybe. I mean, trash is fine, but like there were tents on the sidewalk.
Yeah. And I mean, if you roll, I can see those things rolling through a little encampment there, and somebody just grabbing that thing and prying, getting a crowbar, prying it open, getting whatever food's in there. Yeah.
You imagine though, like if there's I hope if there's a shake in there, I hope they sealed it well, because that thing was bebopping, falling on the curb, and he was lifting it up, and I'm like, well, I hope it's sealed well.
Yeah, shake might be all over the bottom of the container.
Damn. All right, Larry, Dovetail, not good news if anyone's used it before. So
so for people who don't know, Dovetail is Dovetail.ai. It was a website, and we've been using it for as long as we knew about it, because it was such easy money. And basically all you would do is at the end of your week, if you take screenshots of your earnings from Lyft, Uber, and DoorDash, and Dovetail would send you $10 each for those.
So, for each app that they were looking at.
You could make, they were very specific. You had to make sure everything was expanded, or they would reject your pictures. It was pretty easy to get rejected.
Yeah.
But it was easy $30. And then for a little bit, a few weeks ago, they stopped taking submissions, and then they started back up, I think. But now that I got an email just the other day, said, we're reaching out to share an important update about Dovetail. After careful consideration, we will be closing the Dovetail platform at the end of May. Incredibly grateful for your participation and support. It meant a lot to us. and then they give the times for the last submission and everything. But it was like I said, we talked about it quite a bit for anybody who did the, Rideshare or DoorDash, because it was just such easy money.
Yeah.
I mean, take you, 30 seconds, a minute to take some screenshots and submit them, and, 10, 20, $30. And a lot of times we would do like, oh, I got to do my one Lyft ride this week or my one DoorDash to suck. And it didn't matter. They never said anything.
That's what I did this week. I took one Lyft, not like on purpose, but that's just how it worked out. And I was like, oh, sweet. Because when I went to go log in the morning, it was only accepting Lyft at that point.
Yeah. And that was the thing in the last probably 3-4 months. Like anytime, like I would get up in the morning and like right before work, because a lot of times when I would submit mine, and every time pretty much Uber was already filled up. I don't know how fast they filled up, but I guess after midnight you can start submitting your stuff. So Uber got filled up pretty quick. So normally it was just DoorDash and Lyft that was available. But still, it's an easy $20. I mean, that's $80 a month.
Yeah.
Just easy money, and hopefully they'll come back around. And people were worried about privacy stuff. None of your information showed on there. It didn't show your screen name. All it showed were your earnings. That's all they wanted a screenshot of. So they were obviously, doing, putting all this info together to sell it to somebody, or, something, they had to be making money somewhere, to be able to pay all this out to all these gig workers. But yeah, I'm going to miss Dovetail, and hopefully, fingers crossed, maybe somebody will invest some more money and, it'll crank back up.
For sure. Larry's going to talk about Drift. We actually had somebody sign up. Thank you. From last show, it looks like I got a refer or a credit, and next one goes to Larry. But tell us why they should sign up for Drift.
Yeah, so I've been using Drift for probably about 4 years now, and it's a subscription air freshener service. And they have a couple of different options you can do. Mine is a little piece of wood that they soak in essential oil. They also have a slate one that they soak in essential oil, and they've come out with a new one that is metal. It's a new scent every 30 days, and they will last 30 days. Sometimes you might not think about it because you get used to the smell. Like about a month, sometimes I'm like, I can't smell it, but I'll have riders get in, or my wife will get in. They're like, oh my gosh, that smells so good. And the scent is always really natural smelling. It's not artificial smell. Mm-hmm. It's not over sweet like a lot of the air fresheners are. And I've maybe in 4 years, I've maybe had one or two that weren't, my favorites, but besides that, they've all been fantastic.
Yeah. So check
highly
it out.
Recommend it.
Yeah. Link is in the description if you want that.
The wood ones cost I pay about $12 a month.
Yeah, the wood one, the refill or the refill is a little bit cheaper than the slate, and probably the slate's probably cheaper than the metal. Yeah. It's probably just,
and they have stuff for your house too.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Stuff. They do have stuff for your house that you can get as well.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. All right, moving on. This was a picture of. Let me get that up there. So. Driver, it's kind of hard to see, but they pulled up to it and said that dashers can now be banned for authorized restroom use. So clearly they must have had a sign up that said no bathrooms and you can't use them, but people were going to use them. They must have not had a lock on the door or whatever for that. But this whole bathroom thing, and we've talked about this before, like it really frustrates me that you're going to deny your dasher a bathroom. And I mean, it's kind of like a human right. Like, I mean, they're going there to pee, or maybe they have to poo. I don't know. It's like, whatever. But I mean, what would be the reason? Unless they've having trouble with it, right? Like if dashers are going in there peeing on the wall. Like, I mean, I go to the bathroom. I'm not doing anything else. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing I can think of too, is that they've had trouble with people coming in there and trashing, the bathrooms, or, who knows, maybe they've had trouble with people going in there, doing drugs. I don't know. But yeah, if it's just, I'm going to deny you going to the bathroom because you're not a paying customer, that doesn't make any sense, because they are helping your restaurant. They're delivering your food. Yeah.
And no, I get it if you're like got a homeless population, but like clearly I'm a dasher. Sure. I'm not homeless. I have a car.
Exactly.
Let me go to the bathroom, because I'm just going to decline any trips I get from there. I mean, the
For
people
sure.
that are dashing for you live in the community, and they're going to be like, "Oh, fuck that place," you know. I'm
never going to eat there.
And while you think one person saying that, it trickles down like, well, if you're not going to pick up the order, then you know John's not picking up the order, and then all of a sudden you got an order sitting there longer. Why is no one picking up this order?
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
It's because you're kind of being a dick.
Yeah, and Traveler said people can be slobs, and I agree with that
100%.
One thing that it really yanks my chain, and it happened when I was driving to St. Louis. Stop at the gas station to get some gas, get a drink, go in, use the bathroom real quick, go in, and in the stall somebody's taking a crap and they haven't flushed it. And I'm like, what kind of animal do you have to be to get some kind of pleasure out of that? I do not understand,
dude,
at all.
Same. The amount, I mean, working outside the home, especially when I used to do lawn care, I mean, I'm constantly in public bathrooms, and I would see some of the crazy shit too. Like he says, they're slob, like there'd be shit in the wall, like,
yeah.
or you made a mess on the seat. Like if I make a mess, I'm going to wipe it up. Like
exactly. I'm going to clean it up.
I'm not going to scrub it, but I'm like, I don't want someone to come in here and like sit on poo. You know what I mean? Like that's gross. And not that I get poo on the seat, but I mean, sometimes, whatever, even if you get a little pee on there, but yeah, I'm just, it's wild walking in some of those bathrooms.
It is, man. No, like I said, I'm usually pretty easygoing.
Yes, you are.
That's one thing that will get me fired up. And like if I was seeing somebody coming out, and I think I would confront them in the store.
Oh,
like,
I would too.
What are you? What are you? I don't understand. I just don't understand what kind of pleasure you get out of that.
I don't think it's pleasure. I think they're just a POS and they don't care about anyone else. I'm like, do you do that at home?
Yeah. I bet they don't.
No, of course not, because it smells.
Yeah,
it's caca.
Yeah.
Animals.
Yeah, disturbing.
Anyways, I fully hope that you don't use a bathroom for DoorDash. Like, just don't pick up orders there. Screw them.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Larry, what do we... Oh, driver uses AI to claim a cleaning fee.
Yeah, so we're going to watch this video and then we'll talk about it. But yeah, this is, I'm surprised we don't hear about it more, because you got people out there that they're always trying to scam. They'd rather try to scam their way into money than actually earning it. So
I watched a little bit of this, but it's 2:54. I can't believe we have to talk for 2:54, but we'll see when we cut it off.
All right.
In other news, a Boca Raton man is sharing his story after he says his daughters were falsely accused of damaging a Lyft driver's car. And he says it was all engineered through the use of AI. Our Jade Jarvis joining us now in the studio with what he wants the community to know. Jade?
Well, Felicia, Burt Gore just wants to make people aware that this happened to him and it could happen to anyone. So always be alert and check your bank statements. Saturday afternoon, Burt Gore says he had just returned home in Boca Raton after taking his son to the ER when he got this fraud alert from his bank, a $75 damage fee from Lyft. Gore declined the charge.
So then I'm thinking to myself, what could possibly have gone on here? So I reach out to my girls. I have a 14 and 15-year-old that had been to the beach earlier. And so I'm like, hey, did you guys take Lyft today? And they're like, yeah.
But Gore's daughter said they didn't leave a mess in the Lyft, contrary to what a Lyft customer service rep told Gore via chat.
They didn't have food or drinks in the car. These girls were coming back from, the beach. They were in their towels coming back from the beach. And they said, well, we verify everything with the drivers, and the driver sent us pictures. And I said, well, I asked them, I said to send me the pictures.
These are the pictures Lyft told Gore the driver provided them with, showing evidence of the damage, but he says his daughter pointed out a glaring issue.
She goes, Dad, that's AI. You could see the Gemini logo on the bottom right-hand side of one of the photos. And I'm like, oh my God, you're right. So I tell them, I said, matter of fact, I said, these photos are AI generated.
Gemini AI is Google's artificial intelligence assistant and can generate images and videos. Gore says the Lyft rep agreed that the images were created using AI, apologized, and blocked the driver from their app.
Blocking the driver, I don't know how you can have a driver that's doing this to your customers, even driving for you. It just doesn't make any sense.
Gore said he posted his story on a Boca community Facebook page, getting several responses from other people who have had similar experiences. Now he just wants to raise awareness so it doesn't happen to someone else.
If you're not paying attention to this and, you're getting charged $75, I mean, it can really add up. So you really got to pay attention.
And Lyft released a statement on this saying, quote, Lyft takes damage disputes seriously and reviews each matter based on the available information. We have reviewed the rider's concerns, offered reimbursement, unpaired the rider and driver, and addressed the matter directly with the driver. In studio, Jay Jarvis, WPVF 25 News.
Oh, man. What a fucking idiot. So that's how he got caught, because he left the freaking watermark in the picture.
Yeah, left the watermark in there. But kudos to this guy this guy's kids for spotting it, because a lot of people wouldn't spot it. A lot of people wouldn't know what it was if they did spot it. But go pick up your daughters. Don't send your 14, 15-year-old in a Lyft.
Oh, you're victim blaming. You're victim. I was thinking it. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I know there's Lyft teen, but then in my head, I'm like, I don't know if I'd want to send my daughter. Maybe my son, maybe one of my sons that's more not with it. I don't know, just more worldly.
Yeah.
I might do that, but yeah. I wouldn't notice the logo either because I don't use Gemini AI, so I may have missed that. But if you're gonna scam, at least crop the photo.
Yeah, I think I would be checking it pretty closely if I was using AI to do that. But I'm surprised we don't see this more. Just because, especially if you're doing late night crowd, these people are drinking. They don't remember. Half of them aren't going to remember whether they got sick, and they're just going to pay it. But to do it to two young girls like that, that's rolling the dice, I think.
Someone brought up in the comments, well, this is why they need to submit receipts. And I'm like, well, I can create my own. They're not checking on that.
I may or may not have done that in the past.
I mean, I wasn't going to say anything, but yeah, it's just like the receipts. I mean, I can probably create a better AI receipt than maybe pictures are hard to do AI. I mean, depending on the AI, but yeah, it's just kind of stupid. You're off the platform for what, $75, and honestly, they probably just didn't they say they were supposed to human review those pictures? It wasn't supposed to be automated.
Yeah, but I mean, a human probably did review it. He probably didn't catch that either.
Yeah, he probably didn't.
You'd think they'd train him on that, but I hope they kicked the driver off, because the guy, the victim or the dad, said that they kicked him off. But then at the end, the statement from Lyft said they reviewed the situation with the driver. They didn't say anything about kicking him off.
Well, what's funny is that guy's like, there's no room for these people.
Yeah.
Dude, have you been?
Can't stop that.
Well, not only that, have you seen the riff? How many times have you taken a Lyft? There is a lot of riffraff driving Lyft and Uber. I mean, and I drive it too, so I'm kind of calling myself that. But my point is he was shocked that someone would do that. I'm like, broski.
Well, he also lives in Boca Raton.
Is that rich area?
That's a pretty wealthy area.
Okay. Yeah. Well, it doesn't mean that he doesn't know I see what you're saying, because he doesn't probably interact with a lot of riffraff like us.
Probably not. Probably not. Be my guess.
That's fair. But yeah, he was just appalled that these companies would hire somebody like that. I'm like, God, have you fucking seen?
This driver was probably like, oh man, this, he knew where he was delivered. He probably dropped him off at a pretty nice house. He's like, oh, they can afford it. They're not. They're never going to even think You're just going to think their kids were being messy.
I love that. And I've had that a couple of times with Chase too. I love that they throw that alert out, because it's when it's out of your normal patterns. I think I'm sure that's AI too, just picking up ooh, let's send them a text to make sure.
Yeah.
And I've had times where it's done it. It's been legit, and I just say it's me, and they're like, okay.
Yep.
So I mean, I think that's great. I think probably you could set stuff up where a certain money tier, you know what I mean? Anything over $100, let me know before it goes through.
I get an alert every time my credit card is charged. I get a text.
Well, I get a note, but it doesn't hey, this we want to make sure it's you.
Right,
it's just
right.
Yeah, I get that too, for sure.
Yeah,
but.
you probably could set some kind of alert if it's over a certain amount to, please contact me or something.
Because
like
I
that.
also bought stuff that was a couple $100 at a site I never bought before, and it didn't do a damn thing either. So,
yeah.
No. And it wasn't sextiles.com either. So don't.
Well, you said where you usually didn't buy things.
Oh, gotcha. 10-4. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay. Well, I kind of walked into that one, didn't I?
A little bit.
Damn. All right. So we always talk about news that we talk about, and we never hear the follow-up, but we have a follow-up. If you remember, there was a DoorDash driver that got shot at from some guy from his porch. And this dude, okay, so he got charged. He got sentenced, charged, I'm using terms, for 17 years in prison for this. 17 years. And I read through the entire article, and it didn't say that he had priors. And he was like a former, what was he, like a county commissioner?
Yeah, city. What did it say? Chester. Yeah, some kind of a city official.
Well, I mean,
it was a highway superintendent.
Okay, so I'm not saying. I mean, city officials aren't like they're dirty all the time, but it just seems odd. But yeah, he got 17 years in prison, follow up of 5 years post-release supervision. The charge carried a maximum of 25 years. He was convicted in March on 2 counts of first and second degree assault, second degree criminal possession of weapon, and 8 counts of criminal possession of firearm. The jury did not consider the attempted murder charge. The judge said, considering the evidence of the shooting, he did not see the shots were fired at someone who was afraid. Brown said that the first shot into the lawn appeared to be a warning, but he found the second and third shots fired in the direction of vehicle with Barry inside did satisfy this depraved indifference. I don't even know what those words mean, but basically, like, I think he was cool with the one in the ground. Like, I don't think we'd even be here, but then firing at the car.
And hitting the guy.
Yeah, so I read this whole thing. So at 9 p.m., he approached the door with a bag of food, and to deliver, he had a dead cell phone battery. 2 versions in court of what happened at the door varied, as Barry, who testified through a French translator due to his limited English, said they only had asked to charge his phone but not to come in, while Riley said Barry would not answer his questions, then would not leave after Riley asked him to go. Riley testified that he was afraid for his family and feared a home invasion. Bitch, you got a gun, and he's walking away. Video shown during the trial, Riley with a .45 caliber Glock pistol and a sling holster, which grabbed after he went inside, firing shots at Barry's Toyota Corolla as he was attempting to drive away. One projectile traveled through the trunk of the car and struck Barry in the lower back. And he's had some medical issues. Can't eat many things now because he had to remove 2 feet of his small intestine. Like, he's fucked. He should sue this guy too.
Had to live with a colostomy bag for 6 months.
Yeah, like he should sue.
Civil lawsuit. Yeah.
Yeah, because like now I'm gonna I don't know, 17 years. Do you think that's an appropriate, or do you think it's too long for that?
Hey, it said that they were going for 24 years.
Well, the max is 25 for that, for those charges. So
yeah,
I don't know. I mean, I'm glad he got some time, but man, 17 years.
17 is, I mean, that's no joke. That is no joke.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably 50 years old.
It's so weird though, because you see people who kill people and get less time.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, you drunk drive and kill somebody, you might do a dime, but that's not a lot. But like, I mean, although it is, I mean, drunk driving is actually, now that I think about it, like, you get to use the defense of alcohol, so you don't get penalized as much. But this guy clearly was attempting to, I don't know, when you point a gun at somebody, you're kind of attempting to and fire it. Like, what did you think was going to happen? That the bullet was going to magically, just veer away from him at the last second?
Exactly. Like I said, if he would have just, if he would have shot in the ground or shot in the air or something like that, where it's obvious that he's not shooting at the guy, but you pointed it in that general direction, man, that's it. They're going to get you for murder or attempted murder. Or,
well, this wasn't even attempted murder. I don't know.
Homicide or something, whatever. It's going to be something serious because, if that bullet hits somebody, they can throw you away for a long time.
God, fuck this guy. But in my head, I'm like, man, why would you do that? You 17 years, like that, your life's done. Like
he was probably drunk.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably was.
Yeah.
Anyways, well, I'm glad we saw a follow-up because, again, it's sometimes I'm sure they do post them, but we just miss it because we're not looking in the right spots or not or whatever.
Yeah, I was pretty happy when I saw this because, like, we talk about it all the time about following up on stuff, and then it just, like you said, we're searching for specific stuff, and that's usually not up in the upper echelon of what we're searching for, the follow-up stuff.
As excited as I could be, someone was going to jail and got shot. I was like, "Oh, there's a follow-up. This guy's cooked."
Yeah, yeah, he got cooked.
That's for sure.
He certainly did.
All right, moving on.
Waymo
All right.
in the news.
It's Waymo, right? Or am I out of order?
It is.
Okay.
Nope, you're good.
Okay.
You're exactly right.
All right. Waymo is having some issues, and they're in, I think this is in Atlanta. Hotlanta. And it's deciding to drive through this neighborhood when they're not busy, and this is kind of fucked up.
Wayward Waymos. This video here captured several of the self-driving cars just clogging up a neighborhood cul-de-sac. The people living in the Northwest Atlanta neighborhood say dozens end up circling their community. Channel 2 Steve Gelbach is on one street where they want the Waymos to stop.
It's almost every little cul-de-sac around our area, so I think it's a real problem.
Waymo after Waymo after Waymo enter this dead-end street, usually early in the morning.
I think yesterday morning we had 50 cars that came through between 6 and 7.
Neighbors on Battleview Drive started seeing the autonomous, driverless cars 2 months ago, but the groupings and large number of Waymos just started circling in and out in the last couple weeks. They even shared video with us when neighbors used this little guy to put him right out here in the street to block the Waymos from getting into the cul-de-sac, and you can imagine what happened next.
We had at one point 8 Waymos that were stuck trying to figure out how to turn around.
The Waymos are empty and not picking anyone up, and parents are worried, not only calling it excessive, but dangerous.
We're families, we have small kids, we have animals and pets, we've got kids getting on the bus in the mornings, and it just doesn't feel safe to have that traffic.
Neighbors reached out to Waymo and have not got a response. They've also contacted their council member, representatives, and GDOT, and don't know what to do.
We would just like to see them stay on main traffic roads. I don't think there's any reason to be on small residential cul-de-sacs if they're not picking up somebody.
Steve Gelbach, Channel 2 Action News.
Meanwhile, Waymo is recalling thousands of its cars because of a software issue. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says the self-driving cars detect flooded roads, but
oh, you're still muted, Larry. It's because it usually cooks one of us when I end it early because I didn't want to talk about the recalls. Yeah. But that's wild that they're doing that. I mean, I would put a barrier, like a complete line, but then it might be the same thing. They put that thing in, they might get backed up, but like, don't even allow them down a certain point. And then, cause a human will just get out and move the barrier. Sure.
But this is what I don't understand. Why are these Waymos just out driving around?
I thought,
why are they just out driving around? Why are if they're not going to pick somebody up or they don't have a passenger, why are they not parking somewhere?
Yeah. I don't understand that either. Cause don't they have unless this launch in Atlanta doesn't have a base, they got to have a base station, right? Because they got to charge.
They have to, and even if they don't have a base station, have it go into a parking lot and a parking spot and park somewhere.
Yeah,
in a shopping center or something. You're just wasting gas, or wasting
electricity,
wasting your charge, and 50 of those in an hour in your cul-de-sac. I'd be pissed.
I'd be super pissed. Like a lot of times when we watch these news, you feel like the person complaining is like a Karen or a little okay.
Not here. No,
not here. She's 100% right. I'd be fucking hot.
Yes. Yeah.
I would.
There's no reason for them to be back there in a cul-de-sac in a neighborhood at all.
I would be calling Waymo every 5 minutes. I got a lot of time. I will dial you.
I'd be at the town hall meeting, whatever it is, commission meeting, and raising hell.
Yeah, you've allowed these cars to do this. We're okay with it, but you can't be in this fucking doing loop-de-loops like it's a racetrack.
Yeah, that's why. That just doesn't make any sense to me. Why you're having them drive around? Have them park. it's Atlanta. There's a lot of places to park.
Right.
Go into a Walmart parking lot and park somewhere.
Travel
whatever
spike strips. Yeah. I mean, it'll fuck it up for a while, but they'll get the message real quick after the first one goes, and the rest of them like leave or whatever, and then they come pick it up and they're like, oh, somebody popped the tires. They're like, yeah, we don't want to do that again. Like, that's true. The squeaky wheel gets the grease, I always say. That's gonna get the grease with the spike strips.
Yeah,
instantly. Okay, you're gonna charge me. Okay, I'll pay for the tires. Fuck you. Like, whatever. At least it gets the cars out of there.
Yeah, that's that. When I first saw this story, I thought it was maybe 3 or 4 cars coming to the cul-de-sac or something, but 40 or 50 in an hour at that time of the morning, that is just asinine.
Me, I'd be excited because we talk about it on the show. I would go out and fuck with them so bad. I'd be running in front of them, just like testing it out. Watch me get hit or something. I'm like, jackpot, I'm retiring.
Exactly. I'm collecting my payday.
Oh, that poor family. Well, I hope we get a follow-up of this one because I want to see what fucking Waymo's statement is of like why they were doing that.
We'll have to search deep for it, I imagine, because it'll probably be buried.
You're going to search for it when you hit end recording and you're like, all right, see you next week. And you'll not search for it. But I'm the same way, so don't feel bad.
Put it in my notes.
That's right. Larry, DoorDash employees can't stand a certain restaurant, and I'm kind of surprised about this. I don't have a problem with this one.
Okay, yeah. So they were talking about on Reddit. They said just a countless amount of DoorDash drivers have shared their frustrating experiences picking up from IHOP. One of them says they've waited 25 minutes for an order on a very slow day. IHOP's always a nightmare for us. They literally don't give a flip about us.
Yeah.
It says it's become so obvious that even customers are starting to notice it, how much time it's taking. Customer said, I made an order from IHOP over an hour ago. I've had 3 different Dashers canceled because they've been waiting too long. This is insane for this to take this long. Some people think that, maybe the long waiting times vary by day as, diner tends to get busier on weekends and holidays. But a lot of the delivery drivers said that's not the case. It seems that they think the problem is more about just the staff just seem to have a flippant attitude toward them and ignoring them or just being rude to them. And it seems like they just don't care about the online orders. They're taking care of the people in the restaurant. So, because of all this, a lot of Dashers have said they're not gonna pick up, from IHOP. If they get an IHOP order, they're gonna cancel it. And that's not good for anybody. It's not good for IHOP because they're gonna end up losing business. Because if I order from IHOP and I want some, pancakes because I have a craving, I don't want pancakes that have been sitting there for an hour and a half.
Right.
And so that's going to cause problems for them in the end. It's weird how, I guess different places seem to have different restaurants. What's one of the restaurants that like you would not pick up from in GR?
Well, like, McDonald's is a big one, but specific McDonald's. Like, in fact, the one in my city, well, I mean, we got a few of them, but one of them closest to me, because, like, if I order McDonald's, it always wants to pick that one. It's terrible. They're slow. They get the order wrong. So I always go out of it. So, like, for me, as far as that, it's probably McDonald's. So I want to clarify about our IHOP. During COVID, it was not good. They did not handle the volume of like food orders and delivery on top of like on the weekend. I mean, honestly, IHOP's still packed on the weekend by us.
Sure.
I mean, so when you're picking up Saturday morning at 10 a.m. and there's 5 other deliveries plus all the people in there, it's tough. And I do think it depends on if it's like franchise owned or if it's corporate owned. Because if it's franchise owned, your employees are only as good as you are, right? Like how you set your standards at your restaurant. And I'm sure some of the IHOPs are absolutely amazing because the franchisee kicks ass, but yeah, I would say probably that McDonald's. I can't really think anything offhand. I got nothing. I have pretty good success when I deliver. I don't really have to wait long for most places.
I'm trying to think. There's a place in town called was it Lisa's Fifth Street Diner, and it's one of those little kind of looks kind of like a little hole in the wall diner, and breakfast, man, they are packed at breakfast time, and it's one so you can get a lot of really good food for not much money, and so it's very popular. It looks like a greasy spoon kind of place. It kind of has that throwback feel, but really good food. But I think they're just so busy that was one place that when I was delivering food a lot more, I would tend to I think I'm gonna pass on it because I know it's not gonna be ready. It's not gonna be ready for a while.
I mean, honestly, if you have a busy restaurant, that's great, and you take on delivery, you gotta kind of hire a crew to prioritize that. And I get it. Yeah, and I get it if you have a small grill and this is all we got. So I'm going to take them as they come, because they probably take them as they come, right? They just,
I think so. Yeah.
If I got 6 in sitting down and then a delivery, it gets to it when I get to it, which, I mean, that's the fairest way to do. But yeah, I think you're more likely to get bad reviews from delivery, not drivers, but customers that didn't get it. They're probably not going to, I mean, they're going to be mad at DoorDash, but maybe they'll go to that restaurant's site and shit on them. You know what I mean? So maybe balance it a little bit. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I know some of these restaurants I go to, they do have a dedicated takeout, maybe not just for delivery, but this is our takeout. I know when I go to Anna's house, great. I walk in a separate door. Now it's still in the restaurant, but it literally says for drivers only. I walk right up to the bar. I have so-and-so, and it's hidden. And they pull it up and they hand it to me. I rarely have to wait.
That's the place me and Ben went to eat when I was there that first year.
Yeah, honestly, the last couple times the quality has gone down. I don't know. It could be unique to my situation. I'm not going to throw it, it out yet, because I really kind of enjoy their variety menu and
it's hard to stay great for a lot of years. But I think some of these restaurants, like an IHOP, before COVID, they probably didn't have a ton of to-go orders.
Yes. 100%.
So I'm sure that was a big transition.
Good point.
For them. And a lot of other places just didn't have that, didn't have the takeout order. It was a place where you came and you sat down and ate. You maybe occasionally get a takeout order. Same thing with a Waffle House, and places like that probably just, it took them a little bit to transition and kind of figure things out.
And that's fair. I get it. It's crazy that 2020 exploded the food delivery. Are we ever going to go back to not doing it? You know what I mean? Why? Things happen in the world that, change the trajectory of things that you didn't think of, sure. And it's just crazy that was one of them, that it decided oh, this is a huge business now. And it's not slowing down. It's only getting bigger.
Oh yeah. I mean, we wouldn't have a DoorDash. Our companies, Grubhub, things like that. Uber Eats.
It's still wild to me that Lyft never got on the food train.
Delivery or any kind of delivery.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there was bits and pieces we talked about it. They were doing some package stuff. I think they were partnering with.
They dabbled in it.
Yeah, who are they partnering with? It was was it Amazon? It was you were going to do a ride and then pick up a delivery, but it was affiliated with another company that you were going to do a mix of rides and deliveries. I can't quite remember, but whatever it was.
Yeah, because it never went anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
And we never did it. So we don't remember it because we never did it. Yeah.
And the crazy part is you could still get in on you still have the opportunity. You have the platform, you have the drivers. They all double dip. They all do that. Traveler says Advanced Auto. Could have been. It might have been that one. I don't know. It was something where they were partnering with somebody. But you could still you could start food tomorrow. You might struggle. It would take time for you to get into the restaurants, and they're all going to take you. They're not going to be oh, well, we are
We already
exclusive
do
to
Uber
Uber.
Eats, so we don't want to do Lyft yet.
Right. And you might have to be a little bit more fancy than Uber. Like the software might be a little bit better because like you got to convince these people. You want me to put a third or a fourth fucking tablet in my row of like Grubhub, Uber Eats, DoorDash. Yeah. But yeah, they literally could still do it and could be successful with it.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't think they will though.
But it's almost like it's oh God, we're way over already. We've been running our yappers. We were complaining about we didn't have enough articles. We didn't even get through them all. What was I gonna say? Oh, it's almost like they're like, we're Lyft, we're Tune Gun for this. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, I get that vibe, and I'm like, bro, like, just do it. Quit being a bitch.
Yeah, make that money.
Yeah, go make that money. We want another app. If it's something that it's already integrated in your rideshare app, and I can get eats or rides, like fucking let's go.
Or deliveries, yeah.
As long as they and again, the pay. It's all about the pay. If it pays good, I'm taking it. I don't care if it's eats. I don't care if it's rides. I don't care whatever. If the pay's good, I'm taking it. So
yep, exactly.
All right, well. Yeah, I got a lot in there. We got through 7 articles, and appreciate you guys tuning in. The Patreon is in 8 minutes. You can go to patreon.com/thegigcon podcast. Quick shout out to Samson, Bud, Omar, Frank, Tom, Jim, Miguel, Linda, Jerry, Faith, Metal, Kickass, and Anna. Oh, God, I have to talk. Shit. Or I'm going to go longer. So Anna sent us a couple emails.
Okay.
She listened to the Patreon, and she talked about Baby Quip. And says she's used it. She has kids. Like, she doesn't even do gig work. And maybe she did. I can't remember her story, but she's in New York. Or she's from Ann Arbor. But she's actually used Baby Quip as a customer with her kids when she traveled.
Okay. Very cool.
And then she talked about, and I don't know, maybe I talked about this in the pre-show a while back, but I was worried about my profile picture. She's like, I wouldn't worry about it because I had decided to put my wife in the picture with me.
Right.
So I don't look like a serial killer.
Yeah, pretty things up a little bit.
Right. A lot of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Anna, thank you so much for the feedback on Patreon. It was really nice to get a message and chat with you briefly.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, as always, don't put up with anyone's bullshit.
And we'll see you on the road.
All right. Peace out.
Hey, good night, everybody. Thanks for listening.